Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today for this special press conference. We have some exciting news to share about the return of Future Wrestling Zone and the launch of their new show, Friday Night First Strike. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce Penelope Chin, the Executive Director of Cyber Media Corp.
Thank you, Kirsty. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm thrilled to announce that Cyber Media Corp has acquired the Future Wrestling Zone, bringing this beloved wrestling show back to television screens worldwide. This acquisition is an important step for our company as it allows us to further diversify our content and engage with a passionate fan base. Future Wrestling Zone has a rich history and a dedicated fan following. And we intend to honour that legacy while also introducing new and innovative elements. With our expertise in media production and distribution, we are confident that we can elevate views to new heights, providing fans with an unforgettable viewing experience.
Thank you, Penelope. Good afternoon, everyone. Today marks an exciting new chapter for the Future Wrestling Zone. For the past 15 years, FWZ has captivated audiences around the world with its thrilling matches and larger-than-life characters. The return of FWZ to television signifies a reinvigoration of our commitment to bringing you the best professional wrestling entertainment. Our team has been hard at work, meticulously planning every aspect of Friday Night First Strike. We're bringing back the heart-pounding action you've come to expect from FWZ, while also introducing fresh talent and new storylines.
Thank you, Ethan. Ladies and gentlemen, as FWZ's head commentator, I have been a part of the FWZ from the very start. I'm excited to share some details about our new era. We've been actively scouting and signing both up-and-coming stars from over 40 countries in Europe to all over the world, and renowned vets of the wrestling world too. Returning stars such as Burstik Johan, Cameron Black, and tag teams such as Suchi Blade. Friday Night First Strike will feature a dynamic roster combining athleticism, charisma, and raw talent. Now, our championship titles are the backbone of the FWZ. They represent excellence, determination, and the ultimate pursuit of victory. As we move forward, we will continue to elevate these titles, giving our wrestlers even greater opportunities to showcase their skill and create memorable moments for the fans. We now have an equal number of championships to each group. The men's side will have the Men's World Championship, held currently by the Ragin' Redneck, Ray Geddes. The Men's Ignition Heavyweight Championship, which is currently held by Chris Snyder. And the separate Tag Team Heavyweight titles, which are held by Ross and Marshall Von Erich. The women's side has the Women's Heavyweight World Championship, which is currently held by The Beast, and a brand new secondary title, the Supercharger Heavyweight Championship, which will be crowned at a later date.
Thank you, Penelope, Ethan, and the Jamco. We will now open the floor to questions from our esteemed press members.
They representing Radio 1 Extra, Jamco, the panel. I wanted to ask, with there being a huge group of European talent, is there discussion or an idea to have a European Championship?
There is no discussion about that idea specifically. However, I would say that if there was ever a time and a period to have a European Championship, it would probably be now, since we have a a large group of European talent, which I think could fit quite nicely into that. Of course, I don't make that decision. It's Penelope and Ethan's choice. I'm also specifically like the fact that there are equal titles to each gender, the men's group and the women's group, so kind of make it uneven, but I do think that is a good possibility to have that. It would just be if these two think that would be a good idea.
Metro Man from Metro UK. Jamco, you mentioned about contracts and signing, but there has been some rumours online that Ray Geddes hasn't yet signed with the Future Wrestling Zone and has been radio silent the last couple of years. This seems problematic as he is the world champion. What is the status of Ray Geddes? And does this have anything to do with the involvement of the previous administration and Elon Musk?
I am not privy to the contract discussions between Ethan and Ray. I know there's been a few things said online about Ray and what the deal is. I don't really know what the deal is, quite frankly, is the answer to that question. I do know Ray on a personal level, which is probably why I don't know the contractual status, because that would be a conflict of interest. But I'm guessing things will work itself out depending on where they are at the time. I know from my own personal opinion is, Ray's pretty much a legend in this type of business and has done it all and has been everywhere. And so I don't really think necessarily that any contract issue is to do with money or even his career in general, as where he is in his life, he's pretty content. Whatever the reasons are for whatever is, the issue here, and I'm trying to play coy deliberately, as again, I'm not really sure, but he is the world champion. He still is. That hasn't changed whatsoever. But I'm pretty certain that those two will work out the issues or whatever it may be, and hopefully come to an agreement. But there's no 100% statement as to where the contract negotiations are and sort of Ray's status, essentially.
Hey, my name is Mavis Delter of the WrestleBolics blog, Jamco. Me and my listeners, to my blog, think, W are a liar, a cheat, racist. You buy bots. I don't really think you are British. Me and my friends are going to unite and, get Cancel Carl to, get you canceled. There are a lot of people out there, JamCon in my shoot message board, that think you are a fraud. You are a 1.25 star. Sign up to my Bullocks. No, I don't. Hey, in Japan Pro Wrestling, Kawada, Misawa, we boo-boo, oh, whoa.
All right, knock it off. What the bloody hell are you even saying? Like, somebody just get his ass out of here.
No,
troll.
No. Ooh, do not touch me. No, you cannot remove me. I have I have a press pass. My sources are right. No,
I don't care. Get his ass out of here. What a weirdo.
Hey, Trent Crim from the Sheila Times in Ireland. I wanted to ask, with the company previously being European, based with shows taking place in the UK, is this still the case? Do you primarily classify yourself as a European professional wrestling company? And I also wanted to ask to please have a show in Ireland. Thanks.
Have a show in Ireland? Well, I mean, since he asked so politely, I don't see why we can't do that. What do you guys think, huh? Yeah, I think that's doable. We are a European show. The Future Wrestling Zone is a European show, has shows that take place in the UK. Cyber Media Corp is a European-based company as well, so it's kept within that. The issue with when you define yourself as a particular type of show, whether it be European or American or whatever, you sort of pigeonhole yourself. So you just have those types of people. A lot of the European-based stars that came to the Future Wrestling Zone and will do in the future is more tapping into markets where we felt like there wasn't a lot of spotlight on various European talent, especially, when people think of UK, they think England, maybe Germany, Wales, but there's so much out there in other European countries like Italy and Spain and Portugal and Serbia and Croatia and Northern Europe and Sweden and Norway. And you've seen some of those talents and you will continue to see some. It's about tapping into areas that nobody even thought that wrestling was even there. But we've also got talent outside of Europe as well, from North America, South America, over to Asia, even various islands, which, you're going to see, especially over the next few months. So it is still for everybody. It's not necessarily restricted to just European talent. That's what it starts off as. But if you were defining yourself as an American company, for example, you just did American, you would be missing out on talent in other countries. So it is still a mixture. It still will have talent from around the world, but you're going to see a lot of talent from Europe, which you're going to see, I think, some of the best talent in the world that come from Europe, and also maybe some countries that don't necessarily get their stars out there on a national television screen.
Hi, Savannah from the Daily Mirror. This year is the 15th year anniversary of the Future Wrestling Zone. Was the plan to return to coincide with the anniversary? And will you be having an anniversary show? And if so, will you be having any returning stars, including Smokey back on the commentary desk, Jamco?
There are lots of different reasons for this return. Quite a lot, actually. I can't go into every single one of them, but it's from the business perspective, the personal perspective from myself and others that work here. So it wasn't there was going to be a plan to do it this particular year because of the anniversary. Within the last year or two was when we figured out that we were approaching 14, 15 years. It's just that we've had a lot of start and stops with the show, so we've done a lot of restarts essentially, but it's not really worked out as well. But that's due with personal problems, life problems, etc. So this is more not necessarily a restart, but just a reset. But at the same time, yes, it is 15 years this year. I'm very certain there'll be a anniversary show or something. Lots of things that are coming up to this year. Hey, I'm always open to working with anybody on the commentary desk, even Smokey. Although I would say, hey, bring anybody in, bring returning stars, bring him in. Although I might regret having him on the commentary booth in the future. But I think it's important to celebrate the time, the past, and just the fact that we even got this far, and where we were before, many moons ago to now. So I think it's important to celebrate, just to celebrate the people that made this what it is, to celebrate the people of the past who maybe aren't even here anymore, and also to the newer audience, the older audience together. So I am certainly a proponent of that. It will be sort of coinciding with when Friday Night First Strike props up. I know there's going to be a bit of a timing issue around that as well, since I know the October is where that 15-year starts. So stay tuned as usual, but I do know that we do have some great plans coming up for you. So, stay tuned.
So I'm Emily May from Entertainment Weekly. Jamco, we have seen you getting into social media beef with Cow Wrestling Societies. Mick Glasher, you both have been going back and forth. What is the issue there? And perhaps could you both settle it in the ring?
Oh, you got to be kidding me. We are talking about a great show that's coming up, the great fact that FWZ, the Future Wrestling Zone, is coming back, and you want to talk about that bloody pensioner. Look, I ain't got no beef with no one. Well, actually, maybe that's a lie, but look, he said some things, I said some things. He's not a professional. Okay, I'm a professional. I can happily admit that, but he's not a professional. You know why? Because that jabroni tried to put a hit out on me. Do you know how unprofessional that is? Thinking he's some kind of gangster. He's nothing but a studio gangster. He's not an OG like
So that's
myself.
not a no then. Do you think you could beat him in the ring?
Are we going to start doing like the celebrity boxing is, where we just have people going up against each other from different shows and personalities and make a lot of money? Hey, if he puts, let me tell you something. I know Mick Glasser. If he puts, a check on the table, then I might consider it, but it's got to have a lot of zeros on that, and I know he can do that. But I also know that it would be irresponsible of me to stir this up as, again, I am a professional. He is not. And I also know that in this country it is illegal to annihilate a senior citizen. I believe that is the last question. Is it the last question? Yeah. Yep, that is. Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for coming to this press conference. Thank you to the press for the questions. I need to go check Mavis Delzer isn't spray painting my car or whatever, the troll. But thank you once again. We will be having more updates on the FWZ Collection YouTube channel, along with Ethan and Penelope, myself, the Jamco, and Kirsty Powell. Thank you, and stay tuned for the future. Goodbye now.